Welcome to another episode of Bill with Jason White, and today I have the prettiest guest I will probably ever have. No, the prettiest guest I will ever have. Not probably. Take probably out of there. I don't know why I said probably, but so if you guys don't know, this is my beautiful and wonderful wife of 22 years, and so I do introductions. This is unique. I usually do an introduction, so I'm going to do a little introduction. This is Amber. Amber is from Clio, Michigan. She is the mother of 3 daughters. Yes. She is the lover of dogs. Yes. Just loves dogs. So we have 2 new puppies that she forced us to get, and they are crazy. Amazing. But yes, they're
so cute.
And she is gym rat, not as much as Elena, my daughter, but still loves.
If I had time, maybe.
Yes, loves working out, loves running, and loves dogs, basically.
Yes.
And probably not in that order, but still, nonetheless.
And I love my kids more than my dogs. Let's just put that out there.
All right. Yes. Okay. Well, whatever. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This was a little bit, Amber's not used to this. She doesn't like this, but she agreed to come on so that we could share some stuff about, and we can have this like raw kind of like just marriage talk. Because this year we did a marriage planning retreat for the first time ever. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to talk about how that went, what it looked like, but also kind of give insight on some like top 5 perspectives from a wife's point of view and a husband's. Because you guys just get to hear me talk about marriage, and let's get some real wife's knowledge and information from Amber. So, and we're going to start like we always start, which is fire starter questions. Great. So we're going to break the ice a little bit, have some fun, and we're going to, I'll ask some questions, you get to answer them, and story form, throw some whys out there, however you want.
Okay.
You haven't seen these questions.
No.
I hid them from you, which you are probably not happy about,
yeah.
But okay.
Okay.
This one's easy.
Okay.
What's one thing that most people would be surprised to learn about you?
I'm a super big nerd when it comes to like Lord of the Rings. Really big into Lord of the Rings.
You are a big nerd. Yes, you are. Yep. The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, you're definitely into that stuff for sure. Tell us, because you told me, and this is how did you become such a big nerd when it come to Hobbit and Lord of the Rings? Because I remember you telling me a story, and I thought, that's funny. But
my dad had the tapes. So when we were kids, to go to bed, we would listen to The Hobbit on tape.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So that was the start of your nerd journey right there.
Yeah.
And you sucked me into it a little bit because now
they're amazing.
Yeah. Well, clearly they are, because I think all 3 movies, the trilogy of Lord of the Rings, all 3 of them are in the top 10 or 15 all-time on IMDb ratings for movies. So it must have been pretty darn good. So, all right, that's a fun one.
Yep.
This one, I hesitated at putting this in there.
Great, okay.
Well, it's more detrimental to me than you. But
okay.
What is one thing that I still do that drives you absolutely crazy after all these years? Be careful here.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Nothing at all, huh? That's great. Are you trying to say how to say this softly?
You try to fix everything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I actually made that comment a podcast or 2 that I still need to work on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a fixer. I do have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. I do have a problem. I like that. That's good. We're going to leave it there. Okay. Number 3, coffee or energy drink?
Coffee.
Yeah, I think 100%. I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just
no sugar, coffee, cream.
No,
that's it.
No flavor at all. By the way,
no flavor. I don't like.
If it has flavor, I mean, coffee flavor is good. But if it has any kind of flavor, or I guess I would say sweeter flavors, because there's a very select few times where you've had a flavored coffee where you're.
But I prefer plain.
But just with cream. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
And this is the last of the fire starters, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of what we wanted to share. So, if our daughters were describing our marriage someday, what do you hope they would say?
What do I hope they would say?
Yeah. Well, wait, is that different than
Well,
what they would say?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
It depends on the daughter, first of all.
That's a good
Which
point.
one? Because
Watch it. They might listen to this.
I would hope that they would say that we were able to work through all of our problems together, and we loved each other.
Yes.
Obviously.
Obviously.
But
I would say
we didn't give up.
yes, we did not quit. So, and I will say that's a strong statement because we both are pretty for the type A clerics in some sense of the like.
Yeah.
You have your things, I have my things, and so it took a lot of flexibility and compromise on both of our parts to learn how to. And we still working on that, right?
Yeah.
We're always a work in progress. So I like that. All right. Well, there you go.
'Kay.
Loosen up now. You feel better?
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. So let's talk first before. So what we're going to do is we want to talk a little bit about. So this year we decided, and I don't know why we hadn't done this before. Probably it's my fault being the leader of the house, but you do business planning, you do planning with everything else in life, but for some reason we never really did a marriage planning. Like, hey, let's plan our marriage for the next year, and so this year we decided to do that. And so in January we took a weekend away, and we went and stayed at what was the name of the place we stayed at?
Weber's Boutique Hotel.
Yeah, which
super cool.
you loved. So we're giving them a shout out, and they're right in Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor.
Yeah, right in Ann Arbor. Awesome place. It was a lot of fun. They have these rooms where you can walk right out to the.
I don't want too many people to know because then we can't. Then we can't get a room there.
We're gonna have to cut that from the show. No,
please don't go.
no, it's a great place. So shout out to them, and they have awesome couple restaurants right in there. I think is it considered one restaurant or is it two separate restaurants?
I don't really know.
I think it's two. It's like two versions of one restaurant, I guess you could.
Yeah.
So they have like the fine dining side, and then they have the like piano bar type side. But very cool place. So we said, okay, let's get away. And I have to be honest, I did use some Chat GPT to help out with the planning, just because we didn't know what it looked like, right?
Don't tell Annalise that.
Oh yeah, she'll be all over
mad.
that. Yeah,
she hates
exactly.
AI.
Well, some people. So I tried to use it, but so what we did, and I printed out so that I had it. We put together kind of like this. So what I wanted to do is share what we did, what we talked about, how it looked, so that others could potentially use that. So, and I recommend it. I think after doing it, you would recommend it too, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty eye-opening, and it was an awesome way to connect in a way that we didn't really. It's being hyper-focused on like us in the marriage and what that looks like. So
we don't usually do that.
Yeah. So first thing we did is we talked about our why, right? What did we want this year to do for our marriage? So that was the first part, and I will preface it with. We started the whole weekend in prayer, just so you guys are aware. So we prayed several times during that weekend. It was like 2 nights, right? Basically,
yeah,
it wasn't
2 nights.
It wasn't like a super long time, but the reason that we decided to get away to do it was because we wanted to eliminate all the other distractions that home brought, whether it be taking care of dogs, the kids, cleaning the house, whatever it was, right? We wanted to try to eliminate that and be hyper-focused on our marriage and having God there with us. So we started with prayer, and we talked about what we wanted this year to do for our marriage. And then we reflected on last year. So we talked about our best moments, what was hard, and what we learned about each other.
Yeah.
Right? And then we got into the health check. So that was kind of like I think that was the meat and potatoes of it. So how we did it, and correct me if I'm wrong. So we had 2 different copies. We printed this out. We had 2 different copies, and we went through them together or away from each other.
Yeah.
Not that we were away from each other,
We
but
answered the
separately.
questions away from each other.
Yeah, we answered these questions separately, and then we came together and we discussed our answers. And I think we set the table where we said, hey, we're gonna bring up some things, and our score may not look right, but there's no arguing the point.
Yeah.
It's being completely open-minded to what the other is saying because it's their perspective, right?
Yeah, no arguing.
Like, for example, I would say that, like, I don't know, emotional connection. Let's use that one. So the health check that we used was 1, communication, 2, emotional connection, 3, spiritual connection, 4, physical intimacy, 5, fun and friendship, and then 6, conflict resolution. So those were like the highlights that we said, okay, these are kind of the important parts of marriage that we want to try to gauge where we're at. So because if you don't have tracking, a gauge of where you're at, how can you improve, right? If you don't know where you're at, how can you get to where you want to go? That's kind of where we thought. So, but for example, I would say that our emotional connection was probably higher than what you would have said. And I don't remember the scores. I didn't bring the scores with me. But the point is, there's things that guys tend to think are better than the girls, and then there's where things that girls think are better than the guys. Yeah. Like a prime example, I would say physical intimacy. Most girls would probably say, "Yeah, it's good," and guys are like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Right? So, but yeah, that would be. Anyways,
okay.
I digress, but still.
Thank you.
Nonetheless, what did you think about that particular part? And was there anything that you recall? And I know that was a while ago now, but when we started doing this, and we'll go through the rest of how we did this, but so we defined our why, we reflected on last year, and then we started saying, okay, how do we feel our marriage is right now?
Yeah.
In those particular parts, was there anything that stood out, anything that was eye-opening, anything that you want to share that you liked or disliked about that, or not really?
I can't really think of anything. I remember our fun and friendship we both had at like 10.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it we had room for improvement, but we're really good at being fun and friends.
Let's go. We're best friends. You're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
So, but that was okay. So after going through those questions, what we did, and actually what we did was we came together and we discussed that so that we had actual knowledge, or understanding of why it's that score, how we feel, and then we talked about our 2026 vision. Yeah. So. And that was kind of like, okay, how do we want to feel by the end of 2026? Which that marriage health check kind of came into play. It's like, well, we would like to improve that, obviously. There's some, we got improvement on that.
Yeah.
So that was where it came into the questions. What do we want more of? What do we want less of? And what are our top 5 priorities for 2026? And that was cool because I think the coolest thing is if and I do remember this, but I forget exactly what it was. I wish I would have brought it with, but when we were going through and we wrote down what our top 5 priorities were for 2026, both of ours, our first priority was the same. We both wrote down the same thing.
I don't remember what it was, but I do remember them being very similar.
Apparently, we've kept this top of mind here. No, I'm almost certain that both of our top priorities in 2026 was to feel like a better team, to work better as a team.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do better as a team as opposed to kind of on our own paths or even button heads on some certain things. But so it was to pray together. I think I wrote it as to pray more together and to be a team. And you wrote to feel more like a team and pray more. So it was like very, very similar. It was basically the same answer in a different wording, but which was cool. So we wrote our top 5 priorities for 2026. And then we set goals. Okay, so if these are our top 5 priorities, we set what does our marriage rhythms look like? What do we want to try to accomplish? So we wanted to make sure that we had a weekly connection time. So we do a date night or day, or it could be coffee, it could be out for dinner, we golf together, whatever it is. It's just spending at least one separate time away from everything else and hanging out together kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Which I feel like we do a really good job at for the most part. It got busy. I think there's time during the summer where we fell off a little bit, but we did get to at least golf together.
To take one day away because then I feel guilty.
Yeah. Well, and we did, and it wasn't a full day. it was, we would do it evening or we
Well,
would do
not
it.
the full day, but
Yeah.
I'm saying even like a night away because I'm gone so much. and I see
Mom
the
guilt.
kids. Yeah.
Mom guilt is real. So
Yeah.
a lot of moms out there can probably relate.
Yeah.
Dads are like, let's go. They're fine. They'll be fine. They'll eat Cheerios and play in the backyard. They're fine. And moms are like, no, I feel so bad.
I do feel bad.
I know you do. That's why moms and dads are a good fit together,
Well,
right?
if you guys don't know, I do work
yes,
full time.
Yes, you do.
And so that's more so I'm gone. We leave our youngest home. She's 12, and I do feel guilty any night that I have to be gone. So that's why.
Yes.
Okay.
So we agreed to weekly connection time. We also wanted like monthly check-ins, which I think that we've done a poor job of. Probably.
Yeah, we have not done very good.
We did agree to, I don't even know that we agreed to a monthly, we agreed that we needed to do one, we must do this again next year.
Yeah.
And two, we also had to have at least one other time, like in the 6 months later period, another weekend away where we kind of like reset, regroup and reset, in which we just did. We got to go down to St. John's Resort and hang out and golf.
We probably should have brought these and gone over them again.
We probably should have, yeah. So we're in the learning phases, all right? So, but nonetheless, so again, our why, we reflected on last year. We went through the health check. Then we set the vision and goal of what 2026 look like. And then we talked about how we needed support or commitments. So that was kind of the outline. So that's what I wanted to share, was kind of the outline of what we did, what it looked like, how it impacted us, and I will say that it was really awesome to, if anything, what it did is it gave us an opportunity to sit down and actually discuss something of importance, something very relevant, and to work together to plan for this coming, or for 2026, on how we can accomplish what we want to accomplish in our marriage.
Yeah.
And we've never ever done that.
Yeah.
We've talked, we've had good discussions, but we've never had like this, let's set a plan. It's just been more of conversations, and then we go about our way, right? So that was a really cool part. And I would say that our 2026 has been, it's been very good with some struggles, just like every other year, right? But I feel like we've done a good job of, even in the times where we've disagreed or maybe butted heads, that we've done and you've done a really good job of not being so irritated with me. I guess is the right.
Okay.
I've done a good job. I mean, I can understand why you are a lot of times. So I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm saying that you've done a great job of being very patient with me. So that's, I guess, is a better way to say that. So
we should put something where the viewers can have this too.
Okay.
The outline.
I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah.
That's a good
An
idea.
outline, so that you guys,
Yes.
if you guys wanted to do it, then you
Or
have the
even
outline.
better, if you want the outline, comment on it and I'll share it with you. Just shoot me. The easier way is I could probably email it over or something but that way you can have the outline that we actually use, the full outline with it spaced out and everything. So yeah, comment on it. Shoot me a text. My number's out there everywhere. Whatever. Shoot me an email, jason@jasonwhitehomes.com, and I will email the outline back to you. So that's a great idea. Look at you.
I know. I'm so
You're
smart.
meant for this podcast. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the marriage retreat. That's kind of the format that started this whole process. And so now we wanted to talk. I said, hey, what else can we add to it that we want to kind of, and I think that it would be fun if you and I went back and forth and we shared our top 5 things that a wife can do. Like I would share, okay, Jason's top 5 things that a wife can do for their husband from the eyes of a husband. And you're going to share top 5 things that a husband can do for the wives through the eyes of a wife.
Okay.
And I think that would be very enlightening for people. Now, your top 5 things may not line up exactly with ours, but I think it gives us a very good perspective of the difference between a husband and wife. And so, guys, this is your moment. And I think women as well, you're going to get some insight here that you don't normally get. Some behind the scenes. We're pulling back the curtain, and we're going to share some fantastic stuff where you're going to get some the women's perspective, and the women are going to get some husband's perspective. And I believe this is going to be very impactful. I really do. I think this is going to be great for people. Get your notes. This is going to be great for people to take and say, okay, you know what? Understanding that viewpoint or from the other side, that's going to be helpful, and it's going to be enlightening for me. So
Okay.
I'm going to see how many of these 5 things.
I want you to go first.
You want me to go
Yes,
first?
please.
Okay. So this is no particular order because I didn't put them in rankings because I just wanted to share based on, I guess, knowledge, information, being married for 22 years, things that, learned over the years. So my number one is the best thing that a wife can do for their husband. And again, doesn't mean that it's the number one ranking because I think there might be, each person's a little bit different. But one of the things is respect him. So, and what do I mean by respect him? I think especially on how you speak to him and about him. And just to kind of elaborate a little bit on that, I think that everyone can agree that there are situations or scenarios and where you get in friends zone and maybe they start talking bad about their husband, or they talk about what they did, not bad, but maybe what they dislike, or I hate when my husband does this, or I think there's an opportunity or a moment there to where you have an opportunity to build up or show respect for your husband in that sense. And I don't know that you may have said that, whatever. But I think that you are actually probably one of the ones that have bowed out on that stuff and not really shared. Like, you don't badmouth me that I'm aware of. So
Don't really have.
and I have a lot of
friends,
spies out
so-
there. I have a lot of spies out there that's listening. So no, but I think so. One is respect him, especially how you speak to him and about him, because. And I've talked about this on a couple other podcasts. Respect, I think, is the number one thing that a husband or a man is looking for from his wife and family. Doesn't mean that he doesn't want to be loved. Doesn't mean there's not other things. But if he has your respect, he feels loved. I feel like that's number one for a guy. So that's my number one.
That's your number. Okay.
Well,
I thought we weren't doing it in.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and
ranking.
forth. No.
Your
Okay,
first one.
that's
Okay,
one of the
yours.
5
I got
items.
It. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't put mine in order
Yeah,
either.
no, these are in no particular order. That's just number one on what I said first. That's all. So,
Okay.
yes.
So mine would be listen without judgment. So
Yes.
a lot of times women just want somebody to talk to and to vent.
Yeah.
And it's not fun to talk to somebody when they don't want to listen or get mad when you're talking about certain things. So
Or they try to fix it.
or they try to fix it. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But
Oh, that's a whole other
Yeah.
thing. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Ignore that comment then.
yeah. So yeah, that's what I would say. Listen without
Yeah.
just make it easy to be able to talk to.
That's a good one for the guys. That's a good one for the guys, and I think I've shared that too. That because guys are so, we have a very limited amount of words that we use in a day, or we're not great communicators sometimes, and women, even especially like if a guy's gone all day, and they don't see each other, and then they come home from work or whatever, and the wife is trying to share their day or whatever, and guys are just like, ugh. Because we are pretty lame at that of just listen. I think that's important to do, though. I agree, and that's something that I've recognized in myself that I'm not great at, but I try to get better. So I would think that I'm much better now than I was 10 years ago.
Well, yes, for sure.
So there's still hope for me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're telling me there's a chance. All right, so your number one is husbands, just be good listeners.
Yes.
No response needed. No, well, a response is needed, but it's I'm listening to your response, not don't try to, another thing, but don't try to fix it. Don't judge. Don't just listen and understand that she just wants you to hear her. That's it.
Yeah.
Got it. I love that. That's a good one. All right. So my number 2 is be his safe place. And I think I would say this is probably one of the ones that is the worst. I would say maybe not the worst. It's the one that is not understood as much as the others. So when I say be his safe place, that means when he comes home, he just wants peace.
Yeah.
Not peace in the sense of don't talk to him. What he wants is he doesn't want to have to perform for his wife when he gets home. He doesn't want to have to be on eggshells. He has to do that all day long out in the world. He has to be the performer, because men are geared to compete, right? So almost everything in life for men is a competition. Even when we don't realize that you're competing for that next promotion, So when the husband gets home, they don't want to have to compete for your attention. They don't want to compete for, whatever it is. They just want a peaceful, safe place to come home to. So that's my number 2. Just to eliminate that pressure. There's a lot of pressure that men carry, I think, that women may not understand, and vice versa. There's a lot of pressures that women carry that men don't understand. But I think if we're pulling back the curtains and recognizing that men carry this burden that everything, and they're responsible for. I saw a meme that says, I can't believe that I have a family that's responsible, or that I'm fully responsible for taking care of, and they count on me for everything. And here I am, just some idiot that's trying to get better at golf. And I thought that's pretty much it. That's the guys are like, I cannot, and it's a lot of pressure to have that, knowing that like if everything falls apart, it's on that man. Like they're the head of that household. It all falls on their back to try to make sure that it doesn't, right? So to be able to come home and not have those pressures is very important. So
Okay.
that's number 2 for me.
Okay. Well, my thing keeps closing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, adding on to the first one, don't always try to fix it. Don't always try to fix something. So there doesn't always have to be something said about how the situation could be fixed. By, this happened? Oh, well, if you did this, then no, please don't. Just listen and don't tell me what I need to do differently.
Right.
Because I already know.
Yep.
And usually we do. We know, but we just want to talk about it. And
yes, I agree.
Yes. Do you?
I'm just here to listen.
Okay.
I'm just listening and taking it all in. That's all.
Tell me how I could have said that better.
No, never. Nope. That is, I think that's one of the most important ones that I understand. That is probably the hardest too for guys, especially for me.
Yeah.
I've been in management and supervision and stuff like that for so long. And sometimes you're just ingrained with it. Guys are more so than women, I think. And it's just a character trait that is good, but also very bad when you apply that to your marriage and to your wife, who just wants you to listen and not fix all the world's problems when she's telling you something, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I love that one. That's a good one. All right. Number 3 for me is, and this is the number 3 of what wives can do for their husbands, is encourage him. Encourage him more than you critique him. I'm a firm believer that a man is absolutely driven to try to please his wife. And if he's getting whatever you build in your husband, that's what he'll turn into, I feel like. If you are constantly building him up, encouraging him, treating him like he's going to turn into that. So and again, we're faith based. So if you're encourage him that he's a great spiritual leader, love how you take care of the family, watch him thrive in that role. But if you're constantly critiquing how he does something wrong, or he doesn't spend enough time with the kids, or watch him shut down and almost guard his heart because he's turning like that. That's just, guys are wired to absolutely try to please their wives. So if you can encourage him, even if and we've talked about this, the men have to do the same thing, is just finding, like, practice gratitude. Find those items because they're there. It's the same man that you fell in love with and you married, and he has all those same traits, but over the years of living with him and going through the struggles and the storms, you tend to shift your focus to the negative things that were probably there before too. But if you can focus and encourage him more than critique him, they carry tremendous weight with your husband. And I don't think that the biggest problem is wives tend to just assume that men know that they appreciate them, that the husbands just know, well, I appreciate you. And I think that is the biggest problem. Men, and even though that we know it, we're kind of suckers. We need to hear it a lot. We need to hear a lot of praise and encouragement to make us feel like we're doing what we should be doing for our wives, and families. But yeah. So
Not very good at that.
Well, that's all right. That's why we're here. We're learning. So, well, there you go. We've learned that I'm not good at trying to not fix things.
Yeah.
You're not good at encouraging me. So, but we can get
Words
better.
of affirmation.
It's not that we're not good. It's just that we haven't quite mastered that part of our lives yet, right?
I have other things that I'm good at.
Yes.
Not that.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so my number 3, right?
Yep, number
Okay.
3 for you, yes.
Notice what needs to be done and do it without asking. So
I'm gonna counter this one.
I would say something around the house. Say you notice that the counters are dirty. You know that I don't like when the counters are dirty. Clean it without me asking or without having an attitude. That's a huge thing. Little things like that.
Yeah, without
having an attitude.
Without having the attitude is a very important. I agree with that. So I will, and I'm gonna counter this slightly. Okay. So, and I think this is good insight this is good insight for women and men. Okay. So women need to understand first that men do not notice what women notice. They're wired differently.
Yeah.
Completely different. So
maybe not.
It may be obvious. Not all men. So generally speaking, men do not notice all the things that women notice. They're just wired differently. And even if they did, it's something that is, it's not on the same level of notice that women, and it will never be. Like, you can fight that till the day you die, but it won't be. But I also, to the same, so women, I would say, if there's something that you like, I would say you probably have to point it out or ask. And then men need to say, okay, I understand their perspective and I need to do that.
Okay.
Without attitude.
Yes.
Yeah?
That's true. So if I asked for something to be done,
yes,
I don't want to hear attitude about it. Same with like my children.
That's right.
But no, I do think that you should learn how to do things without me having to point them out. Like vacuuming the carpet. That has to happen every day,
and when you
every
say
other day.
you mean generally, because I do these things. Husbands are good at this. I'm good at this,
No, you
right?
know what? He is really good at doing the laundry.
Yeah.
He's good at doing the laundry. He does the laundry a lot of the times, folds it, doesn't put it away yet, but he does.
I put mine away.
Yeah, he puts his away.
I don't know where your stuff goes still to this day.
Oh, you could learn.
So, okay. I like that. That's good. Good insight. I will say that, and
You disagree.
Well, I don't disagree. I think there's certain things that guys could notice that are just things that need to be done, and I agree with that. But I think there's also, especially you and probably some, like, you guys are very detailed with some cleaning things and what irritates you, and guys just don't notice it.
I'm not expecting you to scrub the baseboards or anything.
That's good, because
it's just like, the living room is trashed. Clean it up.
Looks great to me. That's what I say. Looks great to me. Looks good. So, no, that's a good one. I do like it. I just think there has to be a little bit of balance on that one, because having expectations that guys can't live up to, the same way with I talk about and the how to be a godly husband is you have to eliminate those expectations that you put on your wife that they'll never live up to or they don't understand. So we got to eliminate those a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying, just very basic. It
Are
doesn't
we
have
having
to be
a fight on the
no,
podcast
it doesn't
right
have
now?
to be anything like super detailed. I don't want you like cleaning you don't have to clean a whole room or anything.
I like it.
Just little basic things.
Okay.
That's what I feel like women
good.
appreciate that.
They do.
Yes.
They do. The little things do count. They do matter.
Yes.
Yes.
They do. Like when you do the laundry, that fills my love tank.
Oh, I'm gonna go home and do some laundry. So,
okay.
Yes, little things matter. That's something that I've gotten slowly better at. I know that in the past, even when we first got married, we talked about this. Is you always said, "Well, I don't care that much about flowers," but you actually did. It wasn't necessarily that you cared about the flowers, but you cared that I thought enough about you to get you flowers. And I didn't do it for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I started doing it a lot more often. And I think that, little things like that, having a clear understanding that they do matter.
Yep.
Yes. I like that. Good. All right. So we're on my number 4.
Yes.
All right. So my number 4, again, these aren't in any particular order, but is what the wives can do for their husband is to pursue him emotionally and physically. I think a lot of times that what we've learned is women and men are not on the same level, especially when it comes to, emotionally and physically, right?
Yeah, right.
I would say that men fail more often to pursue their women emotionally, and women fail more often to pursue their husbands physically.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the common theme out there, and a lot of people could probably agree with that. Anybody that's married or been married for a while. So I would say that don't let your marriage, slowly become something that's a roommate situation or a friendship situation. There still has to do the date nights, right? Be agreeable to do the date nights. Initiate, which I know is difficult for some people, but guys, this is going to be this is adult-like.
Please don't.
It's adult-like. Guys are always ready to
Yes. Okay.
physically have that connection.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Women, not so much. So guys, if they initiate and maybe it's not the right time, they feel rejected.
Okay.
And if they get rejected so many times, they almost want to stop trying because they get sick and tired. So women, I think it'd be very important for a marriage, and you watch the love tank grow for both if you did this, if women initiated more.
Okay.
I think that would be, I think you pursue him, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
So kids, don't listen, but yes. Do you disagree with that?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right, so that's my number 4. I just say that you're two people that fell in love, date, laugh, flirt, touch.
Yeah.
I know that you love physical touch.
So much.
So let's talk about. All right, before you get your number 4, I want to talk about this for a minute. All right,
Okay.
if anybody knows the love languages, there's certain love languages that people are. So Amber's love languages, mostly acts of service.
Yeah.
And quality time, right? Or
Quality time, yeah.
So those two are kind of your strong ones. Most guys, and this is, I would say that if you took a poll, I would say probably 70 to 80% of guys fall into their number 1 being physical touch. Yours is not physical touch at all.
That's like my last.
It's like the last. It's like to the point where you will walk around like spaces in the house so you don't have to touch someone because you're just like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
And so you really have to work on it, and you've gotten better over the years.
Yep.
But so just a little insight. Read the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
And you'll gain a little bit of insight, and you'll probably learn real quick what the love language is of your spouse, and have a better understanding of how you could show love to that person. Because what tends to happen is we do whatever we picture as love. So, for example, if mine's physical touch, which it is.
Well, what's your second one? Because your second one's really big up there too. Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, I would give you a hug, kiss you, tell you I love you, and I'm like, yeah, I'm showing her love. When all that time I wasn't necessarily showing you love because that's not how you took love. You took love as if I was in there, I'd do the dishes or do the laundry or whatever, some of that stuff, right? Or date nights.
Yeah.
So learn what your spouse does to show you love, and you'll understand what their love language is, and then try harder to do those things to show love.
Yeah.
Just a little snippet. All right.
Sure.
So your number 4 now. We're on your number 4.
My number 4.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on.
It's okay.
Make her feel appreciated and desired.
That's a good one.
So tell her she's beautiful even when she doesn't look beautiful.
Well, you're always beautiful. Always.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
there's that. But
Not true, but thank you for that.
False.
But yes, appreciated because women do a lot that also men don't see or understand, or the kids, and especially if they work and then cleaning and everything.
So what's some things, go a little deeper on that. What's some things that Like what's some things that in your mind that a husband can do to make their wives feel appreciated or desired more? And I know there could be several different ways, but what's some things that you...
I mean, maybe like say, thank you so much for, taking care of all of this. Why don't you go draw a bath and have the night off?
There
Or
you go. Okay.
something
All right,
like
I
that.
like
Take
that.
the kids somewhere so that we can have some alone time, or, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Tell them also.
So tell them, but also show them.
Yeah.
So yeah, say
Or, hey, you go
be
sit
specific.
down.
Yeah.
I'll clean up dinner.
Okay.
Something like that.
Taking notes over here.
Okay.
So, I like that one. So yes, make her feel appreciated and desired. So, so one, let her know that you appreciate, and then be specific. I would say, right?
Yeah.
Don't just say I appreciate you, even though that's nice.
Yeah.
I would say, hey, I appreciate you doing this, or I appreciate when you do this, or, and then obviously desired, or show her the love language that we just talked about. I think would be helpful.
Every
that desire.
woman wants to know that they're beautiful.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell them.
That's a good one. Yeah. All right. And number 5 for me is pray for him and pray with him. So I think that understanding all the things that we just talked about, the pressures that husbands are under, but just pray for relationship with God, wisdom and discernment, leadership, work and career, temptations and struggles, friendships, fatherhood, all of this stuff, heart and character, like all of these things that you want in your husband, or that you desire your husband to grow in, or to continue to grow in, because we all want to continue to grow, because if we're not, you're either growing or you're dying, right? So, so to pray for him and to pray with him. And I would say that, like we talked about this, guys need to be the spiritual leader of the home. Husbands need to be the spiritual leader of the home, fathers, whatever. But there are moments where husbands are struggling. They've been through the ringer that day or whatever. And if I were to walk through the door and I've had a rough day, or you can tell like, oh, he's a little shorter, something, stopping and saying, hey, let's pray. I think that would be like, it would be huge, right? A guy would be like, probably just want to show love in a physical sense right away. No, I'm just kidding. Sort of not. But anyways, pray for him, and sometimes pray with him, because praying for him is the number one thing that you can do. And again, it was my number 5, but I really think that's the number one thing that a wife can do for their husband, to show that they love them, and that they appreciate them, and that they respect them, and that they want to grow together in that marriage. So that would be my number 5.
Okay. Okay, my number 5 was kind of like a twofold.
Oh, you can't have 6?
Well, I should have put this as a separate one. I don't know. I should have. But okay,
That's
so
okay.
Making an effort to be romantic by planning something, doing anything romantic for your wife. It doesn't have to cost money. But also that leads into you also being a leader. Lead your wife and children spiritually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
leading by showing your children how to be romantic.
Yes. And when you say romantic, you mean like planning a date night, buying flowers.
Buying flowers. Spontaneous things that you would do. Maybe I come home and you have done in the past where the bed's made and the bedroom's cleaned up, and that's romantic to me.
I like that. That's good. No, I like that. That's and I think that's very important to, and something that I learned. If you listen to the last podcast with Bud, we talked about this, but something I learned that during our marriage thing, our issues, that you can't like, the finish line is not when you marry your wife. That's not the finish line. Like you haven't arrived just because you got to marry your wife. You have to continue to pursue the heart of your wife. You have to continue to date her until death, because that is what, for one, that's what God commanded of us as husbands is to love our wives as Christ loved the church. And so to show that love, to pursue, to be romantic. So we need to, guys, I agree with that. Husbands need to reset and say, I need to pursue the heart of my wife. And that's by, being romantic, going on dates, really chase after her always, even when it's hard. So
Yeah.
I love that. Boy, that was a good one to end on. All right. Good. All right. So we're going to wrap up with what we always call. So again, guys, anybody that listen to this, ladies, gentlemen, whatever, feel free to message us, comment on it. Share this with someone that you might know. But before we end, we'll share all of this information with you. We'll share everything we can. But I think these were very, very good points that husbands and wives can use to have a clear understanding of what the other person is thinking. But we always end with our Forged 5. So we're going to learn a little bit more about Amber. And these are a little deeper than the fire starter questions. So we're going to a little deeper on these. But they're
on the spot questions.
I
Come on.
know.
Brain doesn't work that
Isn't
fast.
this great? I love it. Anyways, no. Okay, so number one, what is something you had to learn to let go of in order for our marriage to become stronger?
Control.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably the biggest one.
I think we both struggled with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's important for,
I had to learn to let you lead instead of me wanting to lead. Because I like to lead things.
It's true. Well, I think we
I
both
like to be the boss.
Well, it took a lot of years. Yes, it took a lot of years for us. And there are certain things that you're a leader in. Like you're the leader of our house, and you're very good at it. Like you lead in the organization of our house. You lead in kind of how the house is ran in a sense. And I had to learn to let up control with certain things. I talked about remember when we got into the argument of how you folded my clothes.
Yes.
That was so dumb. But
first of all, let me just say, we were just dating at the time, and I was folding his clothes.
Yes.
And he got mad at me because I wasn't folding them correctly. I said, "You fold
I've
your
already
own
shared
clothes.
this. You don't need to share it too."
Fold your own stinking clothes."
So I had to give up some control as well, and learn, because it was hard for me too. Because if you think about it, from the time I was probably 14 or 15 years old, it was almost just the way, and I've talked about my upbringing and stuff, is if I wanted anything done, I had to do it.
Yeah.
My own laundry, made my own food, like everything was on me at that point.
Right.
So having someone step in later on and change how I had done things, being a young idiot that I was, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But now, change whatever you want. It's fine. It's fine.
And I will.
And you have. So all good. All right. I like that one. All right. This one's a little bit. What book, podcast, or person has impacted you the most?
Um,
And we can't use the Bible because that's like the go-to. I know. So we're talking outside of our spiritual
I really like
lives.
Mel Robbins' podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's not a Christian podcast or anything like that, but I really like her podcast. So that's probably one of the ones that's impacted me the most.
Okay. All right. I like it. All right. So this one's a kind of a deeper one too, and I think this is a good insight that we can. So when have you seen God most clearly at work in our marriage or our family, even if you couldn't see Him working at the time?
Probably going through the struggles that we went through.
Yeah, that was going to be my answer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just knowing that like it was nothing that either. I think we've agreed, and I've said this, that something that neither one of us would ever want to go through again.
Yeah.
But also having a clear understanding of where it brought us and what God did in us and through us and for our family during that time.
Yeah.
We're so glad that it happened.
It also, what it taught our kids.
Yeah. Don't cry
I
on the
know.
podcast, Amber.
Going to.
Yes. So, and the moral of that was that even the dumbest, most stubborn idiot of men can change when God gets a hold of them. So that was the moral of that. And you didn't give up on me. Well, you did give up on me.
For a minute.
You gave up on me, and then God jumped in, and a miracle happened. So that was awesome. But yes, I agree with that. That was very, very cool. All right. What is your favorite movie and why? Well, I think we already touched on this. Then dang it.
I already touched on it. But
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Lord of the Rings. It can't be Lord of the Rings.
Can't be Lord of the Rings.
What's your favorite movie and why outside of Lord of the Rings? And don't say Hobbit either.
I don't really love movies. They just take so long to watch.
You've never been a big movie watcher.
No,
You'll watch them
I'm
way more than you used to. You never wanted to watch movies
I
in
do
the past.
love what's the one with Ryan Gosling?
Barbie?
That one? No.
Oh, The Notebook.
The Notebook. I love The Notebook. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that's a sad one.
I know it's sad, but it's also good.
It is a great movie. I've mentioned that's the excuse me, that's the one very love story that I think I'd watch over again. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay. Last question and we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
If you could have coffee with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
My Grandma Sue.
I'm choking on my water, sorry. All right. See, this is real, uncut podcast. You even get me choking on my water over here. So
Don't die on me. Don't go dying on me.
oh, jeez. All right, so your Grandma Sue.
Yeah.
I think we know the why on that. So you guys did have a great relationship, and
My favorite person.
she was a firecracker. I'll tell you that much. So So
Yes.
that's good. All right. Well, again, I want to thank you so much for being willing to come on and do something that made you uncomfortable because you didn't want to do this.
No.
But you saw that it would be hopefully beneficial and helpful for marriages. And so thank you so much for coming on. And,
You're welcome.
and I'm still choking over here. So
My goodness.
anyways, thank you for watching, listening. And we're on everything, Spotify, Amazon, the whole works, YouTube. So share this if you think it could help someone. And again, feel free to comment. If you want any of the information we shared, I'll email it over to you. And I always say, just get 1% better every day, and you were built for this. Thank you so much.